Good day everyone. We are Group 4 and for today's pre-recorded presentation, we will be discussing our assigned topic. But before we proceed, let me introduce the member of our group. I am Grate and with me are my groupmates Hibalo, Isidro, Lastimoso, and Leonel. As part of the requirements, each of us has taken a specific role in presenting important points of the topic. This way, we can share not only information but also our own understanding of why it matters in the maritime field. Our goal is to make the discussion clear, engaging, and informative so that it will not only meet the requirements of this subject but also helps us as future seafarers. Once again, we are Group 4 and we hope that through this presentation, you'll gain valuable knowledge and insights from the topic that we will be sharing. Let's first talk about what is ship's stability. Ship stability simply means the ability of the vessel to stay upright and safe even if it is disturbed by outside forces. When the ship is pushed by strong winds, heavy waves, or sudden cargo movements, it should be able to return to its original position. Without stability, the risk of capsizing is very high. And about the importance of stability. Monitoring stability is not just a requirement but a responsibility. If stability is ignored, even a small mistake in cargo handling or ballast operations can lead to major accidents. Continuous monitoring keeps the vessel seaworthy, protects the cargo, and most importantly, saves the lives of the crew and passengers. And about the importance of stability. Monitoring stability is not just a requirement but a responsibility. If stability is ignored, even a small mistake in cargo handling or ballast operations can lead to major accidents. Continuous monitoring keeps the vessel seaworthy, protects the cargo, and most importantly, saves the lives of the crew and passengers.
And I will discuss the cargo operation. Cargo operation have a huge effect on a ship's stability. First, loading must always follow a proper cargo plan. The plan ensures that weight is distributed evenly across the ship, preventing dangerous imbalance if cargo is placed incorrectly. The vessel may develop a lease or trim even before departure. Second, during unloading balance must still be maintained if cargo is removed unevenly. One side of the ship might sink lower than the other, which can cause instability while the ship is in port. Third, overloading should always be avoided. Too much cargo increases the ship draft and reduces freeboard, making the vessel unsafe, especially in rough seas. Finally, the trim and lease of the ship must be monitored continuously during all cargo operation. Even small changes in balance can affect the ship's overall stability. So the crew needs to watch carefully and make adjustments when necessary. In short, proper cargo handling is the first step to maintaining stability throughout the voyage.
Then, in this part, I will talk about cargo shifting and securing. Cargo shifting happens when the load inside the ship moves from its original positions. This can suddenly create imbalance and make the ship lift heavily to one side. In severe cases, it can even cause capsizing. The risk of cargo shifting becomes higher when the vessel is sailing in rough seas, facing strong winds, or during sudden maneuvers. That is why preventing shifting is one of the top priorities for maintaining stability. To prevent cargo from shifting, it must be properly secured. This means lashing, stoppers, chains, or securing gear that is strong enough to hold the load in place. Every ship is provided with a cargo secure manual, which gives the exact instructions on how should be a cargo tied down. But securing this does not stop after loading. The crew also conduct regular inspections during the voyage to make sure lashings are still tight. By doing this, the ship remains stable and the risk of cargo accidents are reduced.
And for the purpose of balance management, ballast water plays an important role in keeping the ship stable. First, it helps maintain the correct draft and trim, which is necessary for safe navigation and efficient fuel consumption. Second, ballast provides balance to the vessel, especially when cargo distribution is uneven or during light ship's condition. Lastly, proper use of ballast prevents unnecessary stress on the ship's hull. If ballast is poorly managed, the ship may become unstable or uneven, suffer structural damage. In this slide, ballast management must follow strict procedure. Every vessel has a ballast water management plan, which guides the crew in proper ballasting and deballasting. At the same time, regulations under MARPOL require that ballast operation are done safely to avoid spreading marine pollution or invasive species. Finally, tank must be monitored regularly during the voyage to ensure the ships maintain balance. By following these practices, ballast water becomes a tool for safety instead of a source of danger.
What are free surface effects? The free surface effect happens when tanks are partly filled with liquid. As the vessel moves, the liquid shifts from side to side, creating instability. This movement raises the ship's center of gravity, which reduces stability and makes the ship roll more than unusual. In extreme cases, it can even contribute to capsizing. To correct this, tanks should be kept either full or empty whenever possible. If slack tank cannot be avoided, their number should be minimized. Many tanks are also designed with bulkheads and baffles to reduce the free movement of liquid. This measure helps preserve stability and keep the vessel safe throughout the voyage. Now let me explain this in a simpler way. Imagine carrying a cup full of water while walking. What happens? The water keeps sloshing from side to side. That's exactly what happens inside a ship, partly filled tank. This sloshing may look simple, but it raises the ship's center of gravity and reduces stability. The result, the ship rolls more than unusual. In extreme cases, it can also even capsize. So what should we do? The safest practice is to keep the tank either full or empty. If slack tank cannot be avoided, keep their number to a minimum. Shipbuilders also install bulkheads and baffles, like divers inside the tank, to control the movement of liquid. This measure helps maintain stability and keep the ship safe during voyage. Now that we understand the free surface effect, let's move on to how we actually monitor ship stability in modern times. Of software, electronic system versus manual monitoring. Today, ships are equipped with electronic stability software and monitoring system. These tools are very helpful because they are automatically calculate the ship's stability, draft, trim, and GM in real time. With just a few clicks, officer can see if the ship is safe to sail. But even if software makes the job easier, it is not perfect. Power failure, wrong data input, and or tactical errors can make the system unreliable. That's why manual monitoring is very important. Officer must know how to calculate stability by hand using stability books, hydrostatic table, and cargo records. In short, software help us work faster, but manual knowledge is the real safety net. Without it, we cannot fully trust the ship's stability. So, basically, ships today are like floating computer. The software does the math for us, checking the draft, trim, GM, and overall stability in real time with just a few clicks. You know if the ship is safe to sail. Pretty convenient, right? But the catch, technology isn't always reliable. Just like I said, power failures, wrong input data, or even system errors can give false results. That's why officer cannot rely on software alone. They must know how to calculate stability the traditional way using books, hydrostatic table, just like I said, and cargo record. So the lesson here is this. Software is like a smart assistant, but manual knowledge is the true safety net. Or to put it in another way, software may be the first mate, but manual skill will always be the captain when it comes to ship stability.
Now, I'm going to share the three real scenarios that shows how poor stability management can lead to serious accidents at sea. These cases are the Golden Ray in 2019, the Herald of Free Enterprise in 1987, and the Princess of the Stars in 2008. Each of these incidents highlights different causes of capsizing, from ballast errors to human negligence to extreme weather, and they all remind us of the importance of proper monitoring during a voyage. The first scenario, in September 2019, the Golden Ray, a Roro vehicle carried loaded with more than 4,000 cars, capsized shortly after departing from Brunswick, Georgia. Weather conditions were good and the ship's departure seems routine, but an error in stability management had already sealed its fate. The problem came from incorrect ballast entries in the stability calculation software. Because of this mistake, the vessel sailed with insufficient stability. When the Golden Ray made a sharp turn, it rapidly heeled to port and eventually capsized, grounding outside the channel. Thankfully, all 24 people on board survived, although four engineering crew were trapped inside the engine room for nearly 40 hours before being rescued. The ship and all of its cargo were declared a total loss, with damage reaching hundreds of millions of dollars. This incident reminds us that even small errors in stability management can lead to catastrophic consequences. It also shows the importance of double checking electronic system with manual monitoring and the critical role of ballast management and watertight integrity in keeping a ship safe during voyage. On the second scenario, on March 6, 1987, the MV Herald of Free Enterprise, a Roro passenger ferry, capsized just minutes after leaving the port of Zeebrugge in Belgium. The ferry was carrying hundreds of passengers and vehicles on its voyage to Dover. The, stra- the tragedy begins when the bow doors, which should have been closed before departure, were mistakenly left open. As the ferry picked up speed, seawater rushed into the vehicle's deck. Because the deck was wide and open, the free surface effects quickly established the ship within minutes. The Herald of Free Enterprise capsized in shallow waters. These accidents claimed the lives of 193 passengers and crew, making it one of the deadliest ferry disasters in Europe. The investigation revealed not only crew negligence but also systematic failure in management and safety culture. As a result of this tragedy, major reforms in maritime safety were introduced, including stricter rules on ship design, stability requirements, and safety procedure. For Roro ferries, this case strongly demonstrate how poor stability awareness and failure in simple procedure can lead to catastrophic consequences. And for the last scenario, this happens on June 21, 2008. The MV Princess of the Stars, a passenger ferry operated by Sulpicio Lines, departed Manila bound for Cebu. On board were more than 800 passengers and crew. Unfortunately, the vessel sailed directly into the path of Typhoon Fengshen, which was already battering the central Philippines with powerful winds and heavy seas. As the storm intensified, the ship struggled to maintain stability. Strong waves and wind pressure, combined with the vessel overloaded condition, caused it to lose balance. Eventually, the ferry capsized and sank off Sibuyan Island in Romblon province. Only a small number of passengers survived, while more than 800 lives were lost, making it one of the deadliest maritime tragedies in Philippine history. The incident also sparked national outrage and highlighted the lack of strict weather-related safety regulation. The Princess of the Stars disaster serves as tragic reminder that stability is not only about cargo or ballast management, but also about making sound decisions before and during a voyage. Respecting weather warnings and understanding the limits of vessel are equally critical to ensure safety at sea.